Hey everyone, how's it going? This is my monthly series where I go through all of the books that are scheduled in the Marvel preview issues of every month. This one is for June 2018. Well, yeah, of course it's going to be for June 2018. So, I'm basically just going to go through all the books that are coming out, the stuff that I'm interested in, and I'm going to pick up, and the stuff that you might be interested in that I'm not going to be picking up. So, start off with Wakanda Forever, Amazing Spider-Man #1. From what I gather about this, it's basically the Dora Milaje from Black Panther from Wakanda, basically going around the world, meeting up with various other characters from the Marvel Universe. Looks interesting. I'll probably pick it up just for the Terry Dodson cover that looks beautiful. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick it up. I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but it could be. It might be. It might not be. Yeah. I'll give it a shot. And again, it's only 3 parts, so I might as well. I mean, I'm not gonna lose much. We then have Thor #1. The Marvel Fresh Start Thor. This looks interesting because he's getting, apparently he's getting 100 hammers, and yeah, that seems interesting. He's going up against the Juggernaut as well, and it ties in with this whole War of Realms thing that they've been doing in Thor. Yeah, I'm very interested to pick that up and to see where Jason Aaron takes the mighty Thor next. It'd also be nice to pick up a Thor run because I haven't read that much Thor. Issue 2 also comes out next month. We then have Tony Stark Iron Man #1. It'll be really good to keep on board with an Iron Man series. The 2015 run by Brian Michael Bendis, I thought that was okay. I thought the first arc was good. I kind of fell off of it after that, and the Marvel Legacy run with Riri Williams was just pants. So I'm hoping that Dan Slott actually does it pretty well. And from the way that he's been going with Spider-Man, the way that he wrapped it up, he really wanted to write Tony Stark, so he wrote Peter Parker as Tony Stark. So now he's finally got Tony Stark. I think we might be seeing Dan Slott in his wheelhouse, where he's supposed to be. He's finally got the character he's supposed to be with, as opposed from Spider-Man, who he just kind of was put there for 10 years. And here he's like, and here he's actually got a character that you might actually like breathe some new life into. We then have Immortal Hulk, which I hope is a lot better than that god awful Greg Pak Incredible Hulk run, the Legacy one. I hope this is a lot better. It looks a lot better from that cover. See, this is the kind of homage cover that I like, because it's a homage to something that came out like 60 years ago. I think it's better to homage something that came out a while ago as opposed to something that came out a year, 2 years ago. it does seem like he's going, like Al Ewing is going on a more horror type of approach, and I like that. I want to see Hulk as a horror character, and it's something different. It's not just the whole Hulk smash thing, because well, we've definitely seen Hulk be the rage monster. Now we see him in a more horror light, and they're bringing in a new villain. That's, from the sounds of it, sounds a lot like Nightmare. So I hope that we get some cool stuff from that. And I hope the art better be good in that. We then have Deadpool, Scotty Young, and Nick Klein. I think Scotty Young is definitely the guy to write Deadpool. Jerry Duggan kind of fell off at the end of his run. I hope this like pushes Deadpool back to the pedestal of being one of the top books I'm picking up. We then have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I'm not really that interested in. I won't pick it up. Multiple Man, again, no. Fun fact, that apparently there's supposed to be a Multiple Man movie coming out soon with James Franco. I'm not sure if that's a thing or not. Heard about it. I'm not sure if it's a thing. We then have Deadpool Assassin. This looks cool. I'll probably only get it for the Mark Bagley art, because, well, Mark Bagley's art is beautiful. We then have another thing. If it's your thing, Marvel Rising Alpha is coming out. I'm under the impression that every comic book has an audience. I'm not the audience for Marvel Rising Alpha. I think that's more for like kids and young people. It's not really my kind of comic book. Speaking of my kind of comic book, we have the Sentry coming out. The Sentry hasn't been a character that's been important in comic books for a long time. I think since Dark Reign. I think that was the last storyline that he was important in, and obviously Donny Cates wanted to bring him to the forefront in his run of Doctor Strange, and yeah, I'm really excited to read some Sentry. Speaking of Doctor Strange, we have a new #1, Doctor Strange by Mark Waid. Apprehensive about this. I don't know how good it's going to be. They're taking him to space, which seems like a new like thing. It's the trend for Marvel at the moment, taking all the characters to space, because they did the same thing with Black Panther. They're taking him to space, and now they're taking Doctor Strange to space. Next they'll be taking, I don't know, Deadpool to space. Oh wait, they already did that. But yeah, they seem to be taking all their superheroes to space. So I'm interested. It looks good enough. The art looks pretty good. So yeah, the artist is Jesus Ciaz, or Jesus Ciaz, or however you pronounce his name. I haven't seen him on many books or on any books, so I'm interested to see what his art style's like. So yeah, I'm excited and apprehensive, because Mark Waid's Captain America run has been god awful. It's been so bad. We then have all of the Hunt for Wolverine stuff. We have the Adamantium Agenda, which has probably been my favourite of the 3 that I'm picking up. Really excited to see what happens next after the cliffhanger from the last issue. We have Hunt for Wolverine, The Claws of a Killer, issue 2. That's the one that I'm not reading. If you are reading it, it's probably okay. I'm not reading it. Not really interested in the characters. Mystery and Madripoor. I really like the first issue. The second issue, we get to see a bit more of the characters that didn't really have much of a role in the first issue. Weapon Lost issue 2. I'm glad that it's a smaller team. I just want them to get into some story after the last issue was all set up. I have Infinity Countdown issue 4 or 5. I haven't been reading this, but I've heard mixed things about it. Some people are saying it's good, some people are saying it's bad. All I know is that there was a pregnant Nova Corps member who was still fighting, and that was weird. We then have Infinity Countdown, Black Widow. I'm not going to be reading it. Doesn't interest me. Infinity Countdown, Dark Hawk issue 2, issues 2 and 3. It looks interesting. It might be good. I won't pick it up. I missed out on the first issue. So, yeah. Infinity Countdown, Champions. I don't like the Champions as a team. There's some characters there that I'm interested in. Sam Alexander Nova, and Miss Marvel. They're decent enough characters. And then you've got. I don't know if Amadeus Cho is in this. I hope not, because he's terrible after that terrible Legacy run. And the way that they ended it was like the worst thing ever. We then have Quicksilver No Surrender. Heard the first issue was okay. Didn't read No Surrender, so I'm not going to be reading this. Champions number 21. I'm not interested. Avengers number 3. I have to see if I can pick up the first 2 issues of this. Need to see if I can pick up the first 2 issues of this, because apparently it's been really good. And you know, I'm interested in every member of the team. I wanna see if I can get on board with Captain Marvel, because you know the new movie's coming out. All the other characters I like. You know, you've got Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. Apparently they've done some weird stuff with Robbie Reyes. And they've got Doctor Strange and Black Panther, which I like, and She-Hulk, which is a bit of an oddball with the team. We then have Captain America issues 703 and 704. Interested to see how it wraps up after the last issue ended, but the run hasn't really got me too excited. I'm glad to see that Mark Waid is coming off of the book. Not quite. I'm apprehensive about Ta-Nehisi Coates. Not just the fact that of his political views. That's not the reason. It's just that the way that he writes Black Panther is very different, and I do not want to see that in Captain America. I feel like Captain America should be a more... from what I've read about Captain America, he's going to go up against, like, supernatural threats. A more supernatural threat. I don't think that's right for Captain America. I think they're just trying to push characters like Captain America and Falcon to fight threats that are basically too big for themselves. We then have Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man Annual #1. I haven't been reading this, so I don't know if I'm gonna be completely on board. But yeah, I haven't been reading Spectacular Spider-Man, so I won't be reading that. I won't be reading issue 305 and 306 because I haven't been picking it up, so I'm not going to be picking up that. Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue 20. I haven't been picking that up either, so yeah, I'm not going to be picking that up. Spider-Gwen, again, not been picking it up, so yeah. Amazing Spider-Man issue 801. I'm not sure why they pushed it for this long in the Legacy run, but Dan Slott had to just one up everyone else, and instead of going down swinging, he's ending his run with another one issue. And apparently, it's supposed to tug on your heartstrings. I doubt that. If anyone's going to tug on your heartstrings, it's not going to be Dan Slott. We then have Venom, issue 2 and issue 3. Really excited to read these. I really liked the first 2 issues, or the first issue of Venom. Yeah, the first issue was really good. I hope that it keeps the quality and kind of deviates from the whole, oh, the symbiote's broken, or the symbiote's not really, or the symbiote and Eddie are having a tiff again. I didn't get that feeling from the first issue. It's probably how Donny Cates handled it, but yeah, I think Donny Cates is an amazing writer, so he can probably if anyone can make the story that he's trying to tell work, it's him. So yeah. Apparently in issue 3 he's fighting Miles Morales, which is going to be interesting. And then I have Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, issue 19 and issue 20. I haven't been reading this, but it looks interesting enough, but I haven't been reading it. Spider-Man Deadpool, issue 34. Not reading it, not interested. Marvel 2-in-1 Annual. I'm interested for this because we're getting some answers from Secret Wars, which came out like 3 years ago. So we're finally getting all of the answers for that, and it's coming towards the resurgence of the Fantastic Four in August. But yeah, I'm really excited to read some more Marvel 2-in-1. And then you have Marvel 2-in-1 issue 7. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to those. Ant-Man and the Wasp Living Legends. They're trying to push Ant-Man and the Wasp because the movie's coming out, but in Britain we're getting it a whole month after you get it in America, so, which is annoying because that means we're going to get all the spoilers and stuff. But yeah. Then Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which I really don't care for. I mean, that's every comic book has an audience. I'm not the audience of Squirrel Girl. Then I have Dazzler X Song issue 1. Again, I'm not the audience for this book. Miss Marvel, again, I won't be picking it up. This is the one thing that I like about the Marvel previews, is they have this double-page spread of the Young Guns, or all of the new artists that they've been pushing in their books, like Mike Del Mundo and Russell Dalterman, and both of these artists are really good and really unique artists. I'm glad that they're getting some. They're pushing to more abstract art styles with comic books, because I feel like that's what Mike Del Mundo is. But yeah, it is. yeah, Mike Delmundo is more of an abstract kind of artist, which works for Thor, which is the book that he's going to be on. We then have Rise of the Black Panther, issue 6 of 6. Have not been reading this, but you know, it's kind of like Black Panther's year 1 for what they did with Batman, but apparently it's not as good. We then have Black Panther number 2. I enjoyed the first issue. If you watched yesterday's video, I enjoyed the first issue. I really want to like the rest of it, but I feel like from what I've heard about Ta-Nehisi Coates, he might just ruin it going forward, or he's either going to ruin it, or he's truly been listening to comic book readers, and he's probably the only writer that has. Moon Knight issue 196. I've heard good things about this. I haven't been reading it, but if you have, you've probably been enjoying it, but I haven't. Daredevil issue 604. I am really behind on Daredevil. It's now on issue 604. The last issue of Daredevil I had was way back at the beginning, before issue 600. Way back at the beginning of the run. We then have Old Man Hawkeye, number 6. If you have been reading this, I've heard good things about it, but I haven't been reading it. Punisher issue 226. Again, I'm really behind. Runaways issue 10. I haven't been reading Runaways, but I have been watching the TV series, which has been really good so far. It's not really. It's a bit more teen drama than it's a bit more teen drama than superhero like action at the moment, but I feel like that's what Runaways is. And you know, the show's been really entertaining. Then have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur issue 32. Not interested. Really not interested. X-Men Red issue 5. Not my cup of tea. X-Men Blue issue 29. It's a bit too late for me to start that. Same with X-Men Gold. It's on issue 29 as well. And X-Men Gold issue 30 also comes out, and I'm sorry, but if you're going to have a big oversized issue and it's the wedding of, like, that's the variant cover. Why is... The thing is with variant covers is they should always be optional, and the regular cover should always be like decent at least, or like there should only be like one variant cover that's better than the original cover, but the original cover should still be really good. Comparing them side by side, which one would you prefer to pick up? I'm not even reading X-Men Gold, and I'd much rather pay the extra, what, 50p a pound for the Scott Campbell, the J. Scott Campbell cover than the Phil Noto cover. I used to always like Phil Noto. Now it just looks really bad. It just looks. It doesn't look good at all. We then have Weapon X issue 19. Not been reading this. Same with New Mutants Dead Souls issue 406. It's a mini-series and is a bit too far in for me to start it now. Weapon H issue 4. Again, not really interested. And it just seems like Weapon X is one of the most like stupid characters. I have Cable issue 158. Yeah, it's Cable re-teaming up with the X-Force. I really enjoyed the previous issue of Cable, issue 155. Still got 156 and 157 to catch up on, but yeah, the first issue of the arc was pretty good, so I hope it shapes up to be a pretty good arc. Domino issue 3, not interested. Old Man Logan I am interested in, but it's on issue 41. That's really too late for me to start. Exiles, not interested. It's on issue 4. Astonishing XMen number 12. Again, bit too late for me to start. And also, I might as well say this, but I think you know my opinion on this, and no one's gonna pick this up unless if you're two. Superhero Adventures number 1. Just if Marvel's gonna make comics for 2-year-olds, then make them at least, first of all, don't sell them to, or don't advertise them in the same thing where you're advertising Punisher and Deadpool. Also, I really think they should have a separate preview issue for the junior comic books, rather than the rest of the comic book industry, the rest of the Marvel comics. I really think they should have like a clear differentiation, not just push all of the junior books into the the main Marvel previews. We then have something that I don't think anyone's going to read, because it's the most stupid idea ever. The Weekend presents Starboy, issue 1. And you know what the most stupid thing about this is? Is that because the monthly previews come out 4 months or like 2 months before the actual month that they're previewing, they've already come out with the July previews, and there's no issue 2 scheduled. So either it's a one-shot, or it never... so either it's a one-shot, which is like 4 pages less than an original, or than a normal comic book, or it just got cancelled after its first issue, which I'm not surprised by. Then I have Star Wars issue 49. I don't know if I want to get back on Star Wars, because I'm way too far behind. I'm like 20 issues behind. Star Wars Poe Dameron issue 28. If you're interested, if you've been reading it, I've heard it's been good, but you know, there you go. Star Wars The Last Jedi adaptation issue 3 of 6. Yeah, my opinions on The Last Jedi, I haven't really made known on here yet, but I hated that film. When I first watched it, I was like, okay, that was alright, but I hated the casino scene. And issue 3 is the casino scene. So yeah, it's gonna be trash, no matter what. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, everything about that film was bad. Everything apart from maybe one scene where Kylo Ren is a bit of a badass after he kills Snoke. But everything else was just wasted potential after wasted potential. And it was a bland movie that was a bit of a mess, that just looked pretty, and it didn't even do that well, because when the rest of your film looks so good, when you have one scene where Princess Leia or Carrie Fisher looks a bit more like Mary Poppins, and not in the cool way, then you failed. And then when you make the actress who you're supposed to be paying homage to, you're supposed to be making the film in respect of, look like an idiot, and then you failed. And it's in all of its entirety, it's The Last Jedi isn't just disrespectful to the fans of Star Wars, which, you know, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest fan of Star Wars. I'm not really, but I can understand why people are. I like it, but I'm not a super big fan. But to have a movie like The Last Jedi and to say at the end, in loving memory of Carrie Fisher, that's disrespectful to the memory of Carrie Fisher. If the last thing you have to remember her by is such a trash movie where you made her look like Mary Poppins in one scene, where she doesn't even have a good send-off in the movie, then what's really the point? But there's my tangent off to the side. You've probably heard enough about people crapping on The Last Jedi, and don't get me started on Solo. I'm not even gonna watch it. I don't care about Star Wars enough to watch all of the movies and all of the spin-offs. I mean, Episode 7 was okay. It was good. Rogue One was, in my opinion, it was brilliant. And then we had The Last Jedi, which just shat on everything, shat on everyone, and shat on the memory of Carrie Fisher. And now we've got Solo, which is a movie that doesn't really need to exist, but it's got a good cast behind it, but a good cast doesn't make a good film. Movie 43. Anyway, next we've got Darth Vader, issue 17. I've heard good things about Darth Vader, and all of the covers look good. I mean, look at that cover. That cover just looks great. But I mean, I'm not reading any of the Star Wars books. We then have Thrawn, issue 5 of 6. No interest. Star Wars Dr. Aphra, issue 21. Had no interest in Dr. Aphra, even when I was reading Star Wars. And now, I still don't have any interest. Lando, Double or Nothing. I hate the fact that they make comics to tie in with the movies, especially in Star Wars. They have the Last Jedi adaptation, which I think is the worst idea ever, and now they've got Lando Double or Nothing, where it's basically just a story about Donald Glover's Lando. Yeah, and that is it. I also like the fact that all of the teen reads, or the recommended teen reads, are all of the trash, like, SJW Marvel crap. And the only good one is Spider-Man Miles Morales. And the rest are just the trashiest of trash. And then the rest are all like the graphic novels that are coming out, or the trade paperbacks. So those are the previews for June 2018. Those are all the previews for next month. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Sorry that stretched out for 36 minutes. Oh my god. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.